out of the other 31 days, whatever you would multiply that by to get, excuse me, I got confused. She said $3,800 a month. So if it's 31 days, you know that's at least $1 a day right there. That's $3,100. Then you got to get another $700, which comes out to be like another $175 per week. Which you do that by 7 days to make that 170. You can do the math real fast. I don't want to keep going through, but I know it's about 27 cents, something like that, I would say. But anyway, or $27. They just ripping people off. No one should be paying the shelter $100 and plus dollars per day for a person to stay in there. If you get that $100 per day to each person that's homeless themselves, no one will be homeless. Okay, because they could be able to use that money and feed for themselves. But what's going on is that you have a corrupt government that create policies where they can lie and say this is what we're doing with this money. We're fighting this homeless problem. But the thing is, you created the homeless problem so you can have a way to embezzle money. Because I've slept in those shelters. And that's the reason why I tell you guys, my history of being on this earth has not been because I've been dumb and lazy. It's been because the universe has deliberately thrown me in circumstances, regardless of how diligent I am with my work and all that, where I would have to front row see what go on in these shelters and what done went on these streets all over Detroit, all over Chicago, all over New York, all over Vancouver, Washington, all over Portland, all over Kailua Kona, Hawaii, all over Florida, okay, all over, you name it. I had my ass in Los Angeles too. Trust me on that. But my point is, I've been able to get out here and see what they are doing. They are creating poverty and desperation and the need for alcohol and the need for tobacco and the need for all this stuff, including the policemen that you see standing right here making sure that everybody stay in line. Okay? You understand? So I know the reason that I come at you guys and attack you with full aggression like I do is because I know how much time you guys don't have. See, that's what the deal is. We've saw this cesspool problem all over the East Coast and all over Chicago and all over Detroit, and I got news for you. It's creeping so fast up in Vancouver that it's not even creeping no more. It's just in big gear, wide open, and you guys just accepting it. And there's nothing you can do about it really, because it is what it is. But see, the decadence is because it's coming from your hierarchy of control from the bodies that sit in the seats of government. And they got in the seats of government through fictitious acts and acts of criminality. And they use the religions that you guys are still attached to coerce you into following their image of the white God as something that will give you permission to inflict harm and bodily and coercions on people, like what has happened on the earth. And it happened to white people, and white people did it to black people, and to this day everybody just do it to each other, and no one seems to care or draw the line about anything. And we have a big city of nothing but Sodom and Gomorrah descriptions like those in the Bible that the good universe sent God back to destroy the earth. Now I keep trying to tell you guys that is exactly why I'm here, alright? When I get all emotional and go off and to speak out into the universe and tell about the circumstances I have all on the camera and this and that, is because that's exactly what I'm supposed to do. Alright, I am not a person that's supposed to sit around here and have ego or any of that shit, even though it's hard to combat that, because sometimes I want to say things and I know I don't say it because I'm worried about what people going to think about me and this and that and all that. But it's not really what they're going to think about me. It's what they're going to do behind me saying that, because they're so foolish. They're not going to see the right reason why I said it. So a lot of the parables and metaphors, the parables and metaphors, as well as the allegoric stories that you will hear me talk about over and over again, is all based on the necessity to open up your pineal gland so you can start seeing things from your third eye and stop seeing things from your body senses, because those two eyes is not going to let you see anything past what the media is telling you. And that's the reason I be telling you guys, don't be stupid. I am not a joke. I came here with these light ships to give you guys a chance to wake your asses up. Alright? That's really the truth about it. You need to really think about what you're doing, because you don't watch so much of that science fiction shit that all this homelessness and stuff could go on right in your face, and you can't even see what's going on. Like, I see things going on in there that I'm not even going to talk about. But what I'm saying to you is this city is so fast because of the circumstances that they put on you. The guy right there with the cane on, that let me tell you about the East Coast. People will make you think they need that cane so you would take your mind off of watching them right away. He's probably the healthiest. Go to the gym, we lift 400 pounds every day. They real smooth on that. People in wheelchairs that's not even crippled. You know what I'm saying? Police that ain't police. Women that's men. Men that's women. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff going on down there, and it's so fast and people are so crafty that you won't even really see what's going on, but you would just know because you done opened up your spirit to the game. And your spirit gonna be out there, and when somebody try to get at you, most of the time you should be feeling that. But if it's family or somebody that you trust, they are always the ones who could get at you because you always put your guards down with them. So that's what happened with this government. They gave you that Bible, and they gave you Jesus, and you put all your real thought and conceptualization about self into their hands because they gave you Jesus. And everything you gave to Jesus, you really gave it right back to them. And if you don't get out of that paradigm, this stuff right here that they make you want to believe is all created by these people that's victimized by it, that you see in there right now, all those people you see in there right now share one fault in all that shit. And I'm going to tell you what it is. They all worship Jesus. And I guarantee you, if it's not all of them in there worshiping Jesus, the only reason the other ones are not worshiping Jesus because they worshiping freaking Muhammad or Allah or something like that. Now, I want everybody to understand, when I say Allah, I mean Allah. So I don't have a problem with the name Allah, but I have a problem with the practice of a person trying to identify a God outside of themselves greater than the God that's inside of them, because there could be nothing outside of you that's different than what's inside of you. If there's people on the outside of you, there's people on the inside of you too. That's just an old African proverb that's been proven over and over again to be so. A lot of you people out there know you have people that has transcended, and they come back and be sharing your body with you, and you talking to them and feeling as one with them. Well, this happens like that because we are all the same spirit, but when we get encapsulated, we become spirit and soul. And then the soul that needed to go back and return to that body gets this source of sustainment from the spirit that goes in there and generates the soul that came back here to have experiences in the body. So we are all launching from our creator, prime creator, our creator essence has found and deemed the necessity for you or I to return to this realm of time and space. And but your mission of why you're here is what's been altered. You've been given a God outside of self that makes it convenient for you not to find yourself God because someone came in and sold you their God. And so you're so busy now buying their God from them, you just letting yourself God sit around and waste away as you give your money away. And then this is why you practice the same foolish rituals year after year, because the people who implemented that with you will love nothing more than to keep you locked on that shit forever, because it's very profitable for them. But they're so selfish and greedy that this Christmas, as all these people walk around here and buy all the Christmas shit that they can and give it all to whoever they can, to fool themselves into some type of pledging of goodwill to men, because that's what they say, peace on earth, goodwill to men. But after all that bullshit, we still see this homelessness on the streets. And we still see the desperate need for people to find completion in materialism as they run their asses in and out of those stores, spending money, the same foolish consumers that they were taught to be, doing what they still out on the block doing right now. Consuming, consuming, consuming. The minute you stop buying all that shit from them and stop riding those buses every day and stop running to those jobs, and everybody just sit home and say, well, they can't really come in and take everybody's house. You mean no one's going to work? No. And we all going to start growing our own food in the back and everything. And I guarantee you, they will turn off the water, turn off the lights, and try to say to everyone, you guys owe us. You need to go to work. See, this is the circumstance why I have been dispatched to this planet to talk to you guys, and my different extremities of my demeanor is going to be so complexing and so freaking unbearable. The dramatics of my emotional changes gonna be so bizarre, but so effective that by the time I take my effect on you, you're gonna already be turned into a god or a goddess without even realizing that I had did that to your ass. So you gotta understand that, and you gotta understand that when I come down here and put my time on this planet, I don't like to see people do stupid shit, and that's the reason why you get so mad at me for using so much profanity at you. But look at what's going on. All these people gonna go down here and stand at the shelter to stay in the shelter when they the ones paying the $150 every day to the politician, where they should just be saying, no, we don't want that. We will build our own shelter. You just need to give us that money back that we know you got, because you're getting it from them. We want to see the papers. We know how much money it is. But the problem is we don't think you're spending it right. But see, this is what they do. They throw crack cocaine, they throw liquor stores in, they throw prostitution in, they throw religion in, they throw meat in, they throw go to the club in, all the commercials. Let's smoke some cigarettes, let's smoke some bud, let's drink some beer. Here go the baddest shoes that's going on this week right here. They got a new show down at Fox. Alright, the earrings is the shit. They got some other ones over here that look just like those. Come, let's check them out. Let's get some hair, let's get some nails. Try these fake titties on. So all that stuff right there got you in the wrong zone. You done straight backed out of everything about your mission of being here, which is to find out your true essence of your God self. Now I'm going to tell you something. You ain't going to believe this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I be flying those planes. I do. And I call them planes because it's weird. When I go at them, it's just the way it come at me in my dreams sometimes. But they not planes. We all know that. But let me tell you some of the stuff that we do. We go into the earth. We really do. The earth is just like we all know. It has a cavity in it, but it's more big than you would imagine, though, because we're dealing with consciousness. So your perception of the earth from your body senses can't be nowhere as explanative or as encompassed. The compensation of the limited of a human's mind to the true intricate dynamics of how our universe works is so stagnating as to where you can see how everyone could be capable of be standing in a line like chattel property. I've done it myself, and the only reason why I've done it to sleep in the shelter is because a person doesn't have any strength by themselves. So the dichotomization of the people was made effective by dichotomizing the thoughts in your mind. When they dichotomize the thoughts in your mind about who you are, I mean, they separated your God knowledge of self away from that, from you being that, to you being someone that needed them by giving you Jesus. When they gave you the you need them picture of Jesus, you ended up needing them for every damn thing, including a place to sleep at night. Now, how do you end up living on the planet where the people who always tell you that they in your God corner and it's your God people end up owning all the wealth, as to where when you need a shelter bed to sleep in at night, it's always administered to you from the church. And then you can look through history and see what the church have done to people. The Catholic Church and the Protestant and all of them were all white men who war with each other forever. And still are war today about who's going to be the true religion and all this and that. And we all know it's just about the extraction of money. Everybody knows that. So somewhere we're going to have to wake up and deal with the true reality of what our circumstances are. And you can't blame me for being the person to have to say the shit to you that I have to say to you, because who else is saying it? Alright, who else you know is really straight coming out here, putting it down to you? And I ain't got to lie to you. I do fly these ships, and it's fascinating to me because it blocks out of your mind, but then it come in and come back out, and they do have those things, those little shape-shifting little gray bastards. Yes, they do. They are, and they do exist, because I've seen them. And I tell you one, they can really shape shift too, because